Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to clap your hands until you get a blister? Yeah! Put your hands together for the one, the only Diogo da Silva. Slide 1 of 30.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm a little bit nervous, especially after this great presentation. I really hope you think more about the usability than the work it was put into this tool, okay? And I have a question for everyone, which is, who here, hands up, would like to track every time that GTM and Google Analytics is being blocked on the website? Hands up. Yeah? Okay. And who would like, hands up, who would like it to do it in a privacy compliant way? Okay, okay. Okay, that's what I'm going to try to do, or at least what I tried to do, okay? And I'm going to tell you how I did it. Also keep in mind that I had 24 hours to create this, to present it. I've done the article before, but I sort of put this together all in less than 24 hours, actually, so please be kind. So, duct tape solution to measure number of users that blocked GTM and Google Analytics, or GTM and all the tags inside GTM. I'm Diogo, the train guy, the guy who took a lot of trains to get here. It took me 7 days, lost my glasses on the way, but yeah. And I'm a freelancer, and Johan and I were looking for other freelancers to connect, so please come to us and talk a little bit. Johan is the guy up there that also, coincidentally, and there he is. He also came by train, and we didn't know each other, so that was quite a cool coincidence. Yeah, so setting up expectations. So I didn't take 3,000 hours, over 3,000 hours, like to build this at all. The tool does have flaws. It's not robust. It's not plug and play. It's not for every website. But it might be valuable to a lot of you, and that's why I thought it would be good to share it with you guys. So I kind of want to try it out. So if you're on Brave, or if you have an ad blocker on your browser, you can go to my website, diogo.in/en, and you can try to block, well, you will block, of course, GTM from loading, and please do it, because I want to test to see if your visits will show up. So David, I don't know where he is. I'm a huge fan, by the way, huge man crush. Yeah, and so he developed a way, and he talked about it, I think during June or so, about doing this, but for Google Analytics and through GTM. And I thought it was a really good idea, but then I remember, hold on, but the problem is that checking if Google Analytics is blocked through GTM, if GTM doesn't load, we won't know, right? So here is the normal tags firing for the super week, right? And of course, if I add an ad blocker, GTM won't load. And if I'm on Brave, for example, GTM will also won't load. And I'm not sure if Firefox will also not load. I think it depends on your configurations nowadays. I think Simo also ran out. But he's the guy to ask that. So I thought, OK, maybe if we could track if GTM was blocked. And David actually gave me the answer, which is just check if Window Google Tag Manager is there. Like, OK, that looks simple enough. And I do know a little bit of JavaScript, so I might as well try it out. Also, of course, respecting Simo. I'm just name dropping here, by the way. But I thought it should be in a way that we should maintain users' privacy, right? And because I do look a lot to what Simo is doing, and I do appreciate, and I'm also a user, right? I do want other analytics people to protect my privacy and have that in mind. So I really thought I could try and do it. What I needed to do was just know when GTM doesn't fire. David solved that for me. A place to register where visitors actually were if they were blocking or not blocking. So Google Sheets sounded like a really easy idea to send information as a repository. Code to check if the info, to check if GTM was loaded, and to also send the information and calculate sort of a proxy of a user. And I think this is a little bit where it got messy, I have to admit, but it works. You can believe me. And I'll also explain, of course. So what I did was sort of concatenate, yes. So yeah, put together, thank you, 3 variables, which was the timestamp for 30 minutes, the user agents, okay, and the window size, right, of the, and so I put all these 3 together and created sort of a unique ID for 30 minutes for that user, okay? Which, of course, this will run into some trouble whenever everyone is trying to block and try to access the website. Some of you guys will have an identical screen size, an identical user agent, and you'll all be doing it at the same time, so it will get a little bit messy. So this is what I needed to do, right? Get the GS on the website, put the information into a Google spreadsheet, and of course, see the information all on Data Studio, right? So here's the GS, really easy, quick and fun. I don't know if you guys are familiar with GS. I'm not that much, but I did try it out. And what I'm doing is just setting a timeout for 3 seconds, wait for the tag to load, and then if the tag doesn't load, then it will run this information and will send some information to the Google Sheet. Of course, this should be implemented on the footer of the website, so all the information, the tags and everything, that should be loading first, and then after this would check if GTM was there or not, right? So here's the information, user agents, sending the user agent, the URL, the window size, and it will send to your URL, your Google Sheet URL there. And yeah, if it works, then it has sort of like a Pope thing, like, oh, habemos GTM, right? And here is an example for WordPress, where you put the script, and I did it. The information went in. I didn't believe it. Thank you. Also, you would need to, of course, there's some app script running that will absorb the information, and I do have an IMD5 hashing system there, just a fancy way of creating a unique ID. And of course, I want to show it to you and see if your visits are here somewhere. This is a live demo, so again, please be kind. Let's see if, so here's the information coming in. Let's see if anyone visited lately. Sorry, a lot of visits. There you go. So a lot of visits right here, right? That's good. So then I have so this is the log, right? Then I have the data sheet where the information is being handled, the user hash. And so this is the unique identifier that you see the user can come twice, and for the next half hour, that unique identifier will be the same for that user. Getting a little bit specific, isn't it? But that's actually, that's the tool. There's not much to do more. All you need to do is create a Data Studio, right? Grab the information, all the users from Google Analytics, and you can actually get a really pretty cool graphic of how many users are blocking or GTM not loading. Of course, we can't know if GTM just didn't load for some reason. But it's easy enough, and it's doable, and it's free. Everyone can just copy the JavaScript and get it on their website. So why do I say it's duct tape, right? Because there's a lot of stitching here, right? So there's a single user identification is not perfect, right? So those three variables together are not like impossible or they're possible to not be unique, and that sucks. I am not a programmer, and the GS I've created didn't get reviewed or anything by peers. So if you want to take a look at it, please. I bet your GS skills are better than mine, and it might not be scalable, right? Exactly for these situations right now that I asked you to all access the website and block it, like because it was all at the same time, and some will have the same MacBook or whatever, same user agent. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's unlikely because you do have to be like, it's really specific, and we're just tracking users that are blocking it. So we're not tracking all users, right? So which sort of lowers a little bit the sample size. So that's why I think it's a little bit of a duct tape. What this tool will give you, of course, is an approximation of users blocking all your tags inside GTM. And that, I think, it's really, really valuable. It is a cookieless approach, no cookies here. There are a lot of possibilities, and I'll talk about those next, and it's effing free, right? So that's good. What I really like about Possibility is, I don't know if you remember this show, it's Mythbusters, and I grew up with it, right? So they did a lot of stuff with duct tape, right? It worked for everything, even to build a boat. And I think there are a lot of possibilities here. So for example, you can send, because Google Analytics is not blocked by a Google Sheet, so the Google Sheet will not ever be blocked. So you can send information to Google Analytics for events, for example, that were blocked, right? So like a page view, for example. And you can send that information from the Google Sheet into Google Analytics, for example. More, you can register conversions for a specific URL, and you can see like how many missed conversions there were that Google Analytics didn't track, and it can actually add those later. Plus, you can send and register things like Facebook click IDs and send that information as enhanced conversion to Facebook, right? You can use the Facebook API and send that information later. If you want, I do have the script for that already. Yeah, and that's app scripts. What else? I think I have a little bit more for you, which is, I don't know if you know this, but using Brave actually strips Facebook click IDs and Google click IDs, right, from Google Ads or Facebook Ads. Does that make sense? You know what that is, right? So, and that sucks because we'll lose tracking, right? Except if you use your own, and this was special, I just done this in 20 minutes as I was sitting there specifically for this presentation, but if you'll add, and you see here, if you had like source and paid or payer Facebook, right? You'll add your own source identification. And of course, Brave will never be able to block that because they can't block every parameter on a URL, right? And you can create your own unique parameter. So you'll always know, for example, here, how many users came from organic Facebook, paid Facebook, whatever you decide to track. And yeah, you have the article here on how to implement this script. Of course, I went through it, and it's not that difficult. Yeah, and I hope you vote for me and you find this useful.
Round of applause!